move it on and talk about Daniel Amartey. Again, I've had question marks about him for a minute.
Yeah.
Both watching. I watch the EPL all the time. We cover it all the time. So I see Amartey a lot. Pichichi.
Ben.
Is Amartey still a starting caliber centre back for the Black Stars?
Absolutely. I think any day I'll vouch for Amartey being part of the Black Stars first 11
over the rest of the guys we have.
Yes, I know people have issues with his defending at times, but looking at the consistency in the team, I think he's lasted the last 22 games. He's played for the Black Stars. He's done so well. And you look at the sort of centre backs we have now: Mo Salisu, Alex Juku, Amartey, Joseph Aidu. And then
Nicolas Opoku in the mix, yeah.
I think that one player
Mumin has been on the fringes.
I think one player who has been in the Black Stars team and knows the team so well now is Amartey. And with the experience that he has gathered, now.
But all this experience is not showing. The last game in Angola, he looked overconfident to me. And then it resulted in a penalty.
That's one aspect of Amartey's play that I think that the coaches will just have to talk to him about. His tackles sometimes. Even in the APL, there are days where he goes off. I think against Chelsea, he had a very poor tackle in the game and he survived. It's one of those things that Amartey does which goes off board. But in overall, I look at the sort of composure he brings to the Black Stars defense. For me, it's about the experience he's gathered playing with the team. Yeah. He's paired with Mo Salisu. He's paired with Juku. He's been one of the constant centre backs we've had in the Black Stars. And I think we don't have to throw him just off the team because he's having a bad tackle or a bad day. He has shown that
he's had a bad stretch. He's been
how often
he's been back from the World Cup at least. At least the World Cup.
We may say coach.
The World Cup.
No more.
Amartey, the last time he started for Leicester. Look,
Amartey has his SSs some days, but I think that for the Black Stars, he's shown that he's no good. He's a constant centre back, and he has played. I think he has fitted in for us quite comfortably.
I think
comfortably with
quite comfortably.
That's why I know.
I think that incident that happened in Angola, out of 5 of our centre backs,
Joseph
Aidu we saw in that game was even G3.
Oh, he wasn't.
But he doesn't. If I don't play and you throw me into a team once every 15 games, of course I'll be G3.
Exactly. But my point is this: that the sort of experience he's gathered at the Black Stars, it will just be off to just take him off the team at the moment when he's not committed in a huge offense.
You see,
you believe it's not good enough.
We tend to talk about experience, but there is a point I've always been making,
which is
experience without form
is useless.
Experience without form. Rabbi, preach. This is the same one.
Experience without form is useless.
That is why you see the likes of Gigi Buffon could last the duration they lasted because they had form. So it's
not just old age.
No, it's not about old age.
I understand.
Ike Casillas, they could last that duration. Van der Sar and Co. When they were 37, 38, you could clearly say they had form. You can look the likes of Cannavaro and Co. They had form. So I've always said that it is good to be experienced. Yeah. But when the form is bad, experience will not save you. And you need the form to be good for the experience to make you better and extraordinary.
And even at Leicester,
and Amartey's currently form we have seen. Amartey form average. You see when the list was mentioned, I spoke about the boy that was overlooked from Mumin.
But Mumin is not playing. That's
he's playing.
His minutes are not constant enough.
You see,
he doesn't get consistent.
We have a coach who says he's trying to develop a team. I think we should be looking. I'm not saying get rid of Amartey.
Exactly.
And he's actually.
I'm not saying get rid of Amartey.
Just not in the starting 11.
For me, I think that a time will come where we all agree that he needs to be off the first 11, but not now.
When again?
Not now.
Amartey?
Yes.
Oh no, the time is now.
No, not now.
Oh, the time is now. The time is now.
Those
incidences he caused.
Oh yes,
the first game he nearly did it again.
Look, there's been not
one person, please. One person.
Look, not he nearly did it. In that first game, the Angolan had a penalty. That Amartey boy in Kumasi, it was a clear penalty. You remember the one I'm talking about?
I remember
it was clear. He guided the guy, and then he didn't do anything to the ball. He just clamped into the guy. I said, hey, penalty. But look, I'm telling you, if the referee looked at the crowd
and did not give it,
he just
that's why the second time the referee also looked at the crowd. But he didn't hesitate.
Guess what? Now he's been supplanted in that Leicester backline by Harry Suter, and honestly,
who was at Stoke?
Yep.
Stoke City.
Ever since Suter took his place, Leicester have not been elite defensively, but they've been considerably better.
Now this is the point. For me, I maintain that a time will come when we all agree that this persistent Amartey defending is not good enough.
The time is now.
But for me, that time is not yet now.
Okay.
I think that he has been consistent. He has gathered the experience. I like the partnership with Mo Salisu better than with Juku, but it's not getting them now. He's getting Edu and all that. But
I'll say
if this continues, we all agree.
Wait, hold on. So let me hold you to timeline. Hold on. Let me hold you to timelines. You say if this continues, national team football is not like club football.
I understand.
How long do we tolerate this?
It's been going on for too long.
We're talking about the Gideon Mensah incident, yet we are holding grounds for him.
No, but come on.
We've spoken about some.
If he's
the senior defender, he can't hold ground for
senior
defender. You can't be the worst
defender. If you have to hold ground for players, the likes of Jordan will not even be in the Black Stars.
Hey, we have arrived.
Oh, no. I'm not going to
going.
If we have to scrutinize every player,
let's go in.
Every player.
I want you to do this.
Jordan will not be in the Black Stars.
I disagree, but
let's
no.
Don't listen to anybody else. It is your going. No, go. I want you to go in. I like this list.
Let me just be here.
No. Finish.
I like this.
Jordan.
Amartey. Jordan, let's go.
Jordan.
Let's go.
Amartey, Baba Rahman, Mensah, Joseph Aidu, Edmond Ado, Andrea is already off.
Let's go. Keep going.
Let me stick to this. If you have to really scrutinize the Black Stars performance and all that, all these people will not be in the team. So once you're able to hold God for some of the players, I think that we need to give Amartey some more time. If this continues, then
I hold on. Let me just a point before Nathan comes in. I would disagree with Joseph Aidu though, because you know what? He's been literally the most consistent player for Celta Vigo this season.
But for the Black Stars,
and he doesn't get a fair shot at playing in the Black Stars. We always throw him 15 minutes. 10 minutes, or we bring him in as a replacement
in a game
when
something
before
goes
this game. I think against Ethiopia.
Yeah,
I can give you the number of games he's played and how well he's done, and I can highlight the Ethiopia game as one of his.
So my point is, if we are making a point for some players, Amartey also stays.
The Liverpool striker took him for
fair enough. Let's move it on.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You see, my thing is,
just quick thoughts. We need to move on.
Some of these players, they are playing consistently for their clubs. Even if the Black Stars is not that great, some of them you can see consistently for their clubs. I know Jordan has been impressive, but he's one of Crystal Palace's most consistent players. He's playing. Amartey is not even playing in a horrible Leicester defense. If he was so good, he'd be playing. They went to the championship to get Harry Suter. Harry Suter
come and dislodge him.
Stoke City, where are they in the championship? What? They went to find a championship centre back to dislodge him.
Come and sack you.
Come on. And we are here complaining about Baba Rahman and Andy Adam are Reading, that they are championship level defenders. If Amartey is being replaced by a championship level centre back, what does it say about him?
Nathan, your take on this before I move it on?
On Daniel Amartey. Yes. Daniel Amartey has looked jittery in the last year and a half. And so I think I expect Chris Hughton to still watch him and make a decision.
We and you
time few.
Oh
yeah, I remember the second goal. Yeah.
1 point. Really, most experienced defender, I told leadership quality. He's not leading by example.
So he's leading in shakiness.
In
shakiness.
And Ben, whenever I watch Leicester play, and there's Daniel Amartey, you kind of always get this. Something will definitely go wrong, and he'll be the one who
he did something.
Something like
let me look. He did something, Kumasi, and I ask myself. I watch you week in, week out for Leicester. You never attempt to do this. Do you know what he did?
What did he do?
There was a moment where he tried giving a 70-yard pass.
When I see him in the Black Stars,
boom, the chip all of think, but you don't do that at club level.
He acts like he's Fabio Cannavaro.
Nana.
Yeah, he acts like he's Fabio Cannavaro. But your skill level is some player whose name I don't want to mention. No disrespect, but it's fine. Let's move on.
So I personally think that Chris Hughton needs to watch Daniel Amartey. Maybe he's suffering a crisis of confidence. Maybe he's getting exposed. Maybe he's not even getting the right partner. Because I say that
Nice one.
the Black Stars defense gets elevated when Salisu plays. When he's in that back line, you can tell almost instantaneously something happens to that back line. We saw it against Switzerland. We saw it in the World Cup. When he's in that back line, better decisions are taken. So I think Chris Hughton needs to do two things. One, assess that back line again and ask himself, who is the best option or the best partner for Mo Salisu? Because Mo Salisu, he's an outlier. He's a left-footed defender. We don't have a lot of those. Left-footed centre-back. So he gets the automatic spot. And then he needs to figure out who partners him. The other thing Chris Hughton needs to do is look at Joseph Edu, Nicolas Opoku, and all other options at centre-back and run through them and see who works. Because whether we like it or not, there will come a day when Daniel Amartey cannot play for the Black Stars. And there will come a day when he won't be able to compete with the demands of international football. So Chris Hughton needs to start thinking about that now. The AFCON is a few months away. And if Daniel Amartey's poor form continues, we'll go to that tournament and we'll pay for it. Because the continent is ruthless. If you go and play against Senegal, Sadio Mane, he will look at this guy, run past him and go and score. We saw it at the World Cup. And football doesn't lie. The levels will always show. So I think Chris Hughton needs to quickly decide on what happens to Daniel Amartey. Maybe it's a confidence crisis. Maybe it's tactical. Maybe he needs to talk to the player. But I look at Daniel Amartey and I don't get too convinced.
Interesting
He needs talking to.
because he struts around the pitch like he's the most confident guy on the pitch, but makes the most basic errors. Like
Ben,
I don't get it.
And
Have
that's
you,
what I'm
hold
saying.
on.
He needs
Ben,
talking to.
players, have you seen Ruben Loftus-Cheek? Have you seen when he walks out? Does he not look like a star player? Does he play like one? So also walking around and
Loftus-Cheek didn't ask for this.
I'm just not
I'm
giving
talking
you
Black
an
Stars. You
example.
just found him to bring him. Oh,
I have my own theories about Loftus-Cheek, but that's for another day.
That's the point I'm making. A player can look absolutely confident. Then he's not playing well enough.
Let's